Good evening, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. The Karnataka campaign is in its final stretch now, and both the main parties, BJP and Congress, are going full throttle, both with their promises and also with their personal attacks on the other. If Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge abused the Prime Minister last week, comparing him to a poisonous snake, today Kharge Jr., Priyank, called Modi a nalayak beta or a useless son. Also, it's raining freebies, with the BJP today promising free half-a-litre Nandini milk to 3 gas cylinders to free coaching. Isn't this also the much-abused Revdi culture? But first, the story of what is transpiring in the final stretch in Karnataka.
ऐसा नालायक बेटा बेटा तो कैसा होता है, घर कैसे चलेगा?
Days after Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge stoked a massive controversy by comparing Prime Minister Modi to a poisonous snake, his son Priyank Kharge followed suit, calling the Prime Minister a useless son.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂರನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನೀವು ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗಾಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಬಂಜಾರಾ ಸಮಾಜದವರಿಗೆ? आप सब लोग डरिए मत, बंजारा का एक बेटा दिल्ली में बैठा है अंता। ऐसा नालायक बेटा बेटा तो कैसा होता है, घर कैसे चलेगा?
BJP promptly filed a complaint with the Election Commission.
So naturally, those people are frightened, afraid, and with the desperate, this thing they are out of desperation. They are giving such statement. When the father itself gives such a low-level statement, and what do we expect from son?
But Kharge Sr. claimed his son's words were misconstrued.
No, that is very wrong. He never said, don't put these things in his mouth. He attacked the parliament member who abused him.
Over the weekend, Prime Minister Modi accused the Congress of abusing him 91 times.
कांग्रेस के लोग कान खोल करके सुन ले, आपने जब जब जिसको गाली दी है, उन्होंने आपको ऐसी सजा दी है, आप दोबारा खड़े नहीं हो पाए। इस बार कर्नाटका में भी ये गाली का जवाब, इनके सम्मान पर जो चोट पहुंची है, उसका जवाब वोट से दिया जाएगा, वोट से दिया जाएगा।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi countered the Prime Minister, saying the election is not all about him.
आपको ये बताना चाहिए कि आपने पिछले 3 सालों में कर्नाटक में क्या करवाया। ये चुनाव आपके बारे में नहीं है, ये चुनाव कर्नाटक के जनता और कर्नाटक के भविष्य के बारे में है। आप कहते हो कि कांग्रेस ने मेरे ऊपर 91 बार आक्रमण किया, मगर आप ये कभी नहीं कहते हो कि कर्नाटक के लिए मैंने क्या किया।
Amid the war of words, BJP released its Praja Pranalike or election manifesto for Karnataka, promising uniform civil code, free Nandini milk for those below poverty line, and 3 free LPG cylinders to below poverty line households.
It has got all the ingredients of economic growth, social equality, and it has got a lot of scope for the futuristic thinking for the Karnataka.
But the Congress dismissed this manifesto as nothing but lies.
ನಮ್ಮದು ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾಳೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೋಗಸ್ಸು, ನಾವು ಪ್ರಣಾಳಿಕೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತ ಭರವಸೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವರು ಬೋಗಸ್ ಭರವಸೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ನಮಗೂ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೂ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಅದು.
So which way will Karnataka voters swing?
So while the BJP released its manifesto today, the Congress will officially do so tomorrow. Let's break down what each party is promising to the voters of Karnataka. The Congress has promised to provide every household with free electricity up to 200 units. The BJP has promised an electronic city near Bengaluru which will support 1,000 startups. The Congress has promised 10 kilograms of rice for free to families living below the poverty line. The BJP has promised 5 kilograms of rice and 5 kilograms of millets, and a half a litre of Nandini milk every day to BPL families. The Congress has promised 3 rupees per month for all unemployed graduates, On the other hand, the BJP has promised 10 lakh housing sites for the homeless. Congress has also promised 2,000 rupees per month to every woman head of the household. The BJP has promised to match deposit of up to 10,000 rupees on 5-year fixed deposits. The Congress has also promised unemployed diploma holders 1,500 rupees per month. Meanwhile, the BJP has promised holistic upgradation of government schools. Now, it's all fine and one thing for all kinds of promises to rain, particularly in the final week of campaigning in Karnataka. But what are the costs of these poll promises? How much will it cost the exchequer? Starting with the BJP's promise of free Nandini milk to families below the poverty line, that works out to a little over 16,000 crore rupees per family. There are 1.29 crore people who are below the poverty line in Karnataka. Giving them half a litre milk free every day would cost the exchequer close to 17,000 crores every year. The Congress has promised 2,000 rupees per month to every woman head of the household. That is likely to cost the exchequer 31,000 crore rupees in a state which has more than 3 crore women. The BJP has promised 3 free LPG cylinders to all BPL families. That works out to more than 3,700 crores a year. The Congress has promised 200 free units of electricity to all households. That will cost the exchequer close to 20,000 crores. We'll get to the freebies debate in just 1 second, but first I also want to talk about this whole personal attacks which has been taken to another level, first by Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge and then today by his son Priyank Kharge. Here in our studios, Shehzad Poonawala, BJP National Spokesperson, is joining us. Aishwarya Mahadev, Congress Spokesperson. Rathna HP is JDS Spokesperson, and Prakash Belawadi, actor and former journalist, is also joining us. Shehzad, so in the last week or so, it's more personal attacks, it is attacks against the Prime Minister, etc., which seems to be taking centre stage. Not so much issues or livelihood issues which matter to the people of Karnataka. Is the BJP making this into a highly vocal, personalized campaign so that you can sort of negate the negative effects of this 40% Commission Sarkara, which is the Congress's main plank against your government?
Zaka, from the beginning of this campaign, you can see that the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister and the government of Karnataka, the BJP, is going with a list of achievements. There were just 2 airports in 2014. Today there are 7. There was just 7 kilometers of metro rail line. Today there's 56 kilometers. It's whether it's the STRR, whether it's the Kempegowda Terminal 2 airport, whether it's the Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway, whether it's development funds, which were just 94,000 crores during the UPA's time. Today it's 2,26,000 crores, whether it's number 1 in FDI for Karnataka, whether it's the completion of various other projects, whether it's solving the Mahadai River issue, whether
but
it's...
all your spokespersons, leaders are all talking about the attack on the Prime Minister.
I'm telling you, whether it's giving 1 crore people drinking water, 32 lakh Ayushman
Card, Ujjwala Yojana cylinders. Let's get to the meat.
Now, the point is that while we are listing out our achievements, the Congress only has a list of bad words. And therefore, before every election, whenever Congress ko haar nazar aayi, Congress bauchlai aur gali galoj par utar aayi. Before Gujarat, the same Mr. Kharge and family called Prime Minister Ravan. The same Congress said, Aukat dikha denge. They said, Kabar khod denge. And now they are down to, and both father and son. Father said he's a poisonous snake, although snake is very reverential in the terms that it adorns the neck of Lord Shiva. And now the son has also gone ahead and he has said, nalayak beta. This shows that this is not a sayog, it is a socha samja prayog. On the one hand, Zaka, they want alliance with SDPI. Your channel reported MB Patil and how Mr. G. Parmeshwaran are begging for alliance with SDPI. They send Imran Pratap Gadi, who sings paeans and praises for Atiq Ahmed. And on the other hand, they abuse the Prime Minister because he comes from a poor family, comes from OBC background. They even abuse the Lingayat CM.
So
Siddaramaiah said Lingayat CM is corrupt.
Yeah, let me ask Aishwarya Mahadev. Mr. Kharge is your party president. He's not an ordinary leader. He said what he said about the Prime Minister being a poisonous snake. Today, his son, who's a sitting MLA, goes on to say that the Prime Minister is a nalayak beta. I mean, surely these are senior leaders of your party, which begs the question, is this being done by design? Is this being done by purpose? Because surely they can't get away by saying their words have been misconstrued. It can be misconstrued once, but not twice over.
Good evening, Zaka. Priyank's entire press meet today was 3 hours long. He spoke in detail post what you have spoken about when he said any family which has somebody that doesn't help them. What is the point of it? In particular reference to the Banjara community, which was out in arms and also protesting that they will not even vote in these elections and will boycott voting because of the new reservation policy that has been given to them. And I think the clarification has been offered sufficiently, and the Congress is the one, even with the abuses being hurled at us, we've kept to the issue and the plank. You know, Zaka, I will will take this to deeply, deeply appreciate Shehzad Poonawalla for the fact that he's the first BJP spokesperson to talk about any development, because every other part of the BJP leadership and their spokespersons talk about things like the reservations, which is now stayed, or talk about communal angles as the only agenda that they have in these elections, or third, even more, this pity party while saying that I am being attacked and whatnot, right? That is all that the BJP is talking about. And
No,
the
but
fact
who
of
is
the
giving
matter
the
remains-
BJP that issue, Aishwarya? I mean, surely it can't be your case that the BJP forced these words into the mouth of Mr. Kharge and his son. You are giving them an
BJP
issue on a
didn't force
platter,
it.
they will take it.
The fact of the matter here, Zaka, is the Congress party, fine. If you believe that these abuses are going to hold weight, then well and good, but they have no answers for the sort of development and the issue-based plank that we're running today, and that is what we're talking about. The BJP here comes and they do not talk about any double-engine Sarkar or Bommai, or forget this Lingayat CM himself, which was Mr. Yediyurappa and Bommai, and talk about some so-called double engine while not mentioning anything about the state. The Prime Minister talks like he is the chief ministerial face here. And you know, Shehzad also spoke about this development. You're talking about 2 new airports. The T2 is not going to work until next year. Your Shimoga airport that you inaugurated with much pomp has not seen a single flight. You spoke about the Bangalore-Mysore highway where 21 kilometers of that stretch is not there. And the last time I saw even small rains, it turned into Venice. It was a beautiful canal for people and their boats.
Okay.
So Shehzad, even the idea, Amit Shah himself, the Home Minister, in a recent interview admitted that he had legacy problems and infrastructure had been ignored in
Okay.
Bangalore, in and around. Which tells
Shehzad,
you
quick
the
response, and then
concession
I'll
the
open this up to
Zaka, you know,
Prakash Belawadi and Rathna HP.
yours is one of the few
Yeah,
shows.
let him respond. Quick response.
Zaka, yours is one of the few shows where we can actually talk about the issues of the people, and therefore I'll place some facts. Aishwarya, please listen. You tell me what you did between 13 to 18. I'll tell you what we did between 18 to 23. 5,000 kilometers of road, 1,700 kilometers of state highway, national highways doubled, new industrial estates in North Karnataka, Belagavi, Chamarajnagar, Kalaburgi, Tumkur. We've started the startup park near Kempegowda Airport. Today, Karnataka, almost 40 unicorns come from Karnataka. 7,500 crores for railways. You gave 4,000 crores in the last 5 years. We gave 7,500 crores. 15,000 crores for the suburban rail project. 12 minor ports. Apart from that, we gave 7 model universities, IIT at Raichur and at Dharwad. 1.5 lakh tablets. 8,000. These are tablets for students. 8,700 crores for scholarships. Sugarcane FRP was increased from 22,000 to 23,000. Just one last point.
I'm sorry. I don't interrupt, but you know, this is not a campaign speech. You're rattling off stuff.
No, people should know.
No, of course people should know.
Just give me one line.
Spokesperson after spokesperson is going on TV, and none of them are talking about what you're talking about.
Zaka,
They're all talking about Nalayak Beta and Zahirila Sam. Why is that?
Zaka, I am the national spokesperson of the
Yes.
Bharatiya Janata
Maybe you
Party,
should
and
be
in
the
that
CM
capacity,
candidate, so
may
that
I
at least
speak,
you will-
Zaka?
One second, Aishwarya. One second.
Zaka, I am the national spokesperson, and I believe that the people of Karnataka need to know that the unemployment rate in Karnataka is 2.1%. In Rajasthan, it is 20% plus. The sugarcane FRP was increased by 10,000 rupees per ton by us. MSP of tur dal was increased by 50%, ragi by 138%. I want to ask Aishwarya Mahadev, during her period, today we are giving 10,000 rupees to farmers, to 54 lakh farmers. How much did she give? And the reason why we are bringing that Nalayak Beta up is because their leaders, because they have nothing to show about what they've done in Karnataka or in any other government, they abuse us, and we call that out. But Zaka,
One second. I need to go to two others. There are two other guests. Let me go to Prakash Belawadi first. Prakash, it comes back to a very simple, fundamental question, and that is, as far as I'm concerned, any voter anywhere in Karnataka or any state, anywhere in the country should be asking himself or herself a very simple question. Has my life changed for the better in the last 5 years? If it has, there is a case to vote back the incumbent government. If it hasn't, then there is no case to vote back the incumbent government. Other than this, everything else is just surround sound, whether it is freebies, whether it is communal attacks, whether it is personal attacks. Is that how a majority of the people in Karnataka are seeing this, that all of this is just surround sound between the politicians? Ultimately, has the lot of the people improved?
You know, Zaka, you've been in Bangalore before, and you know that, Bangalore is miles ahead in terms of development compared to the rest of Karnataka. Everybody aspires to be in Bangalore. All the most important revenue generating economic power of Karnataka is Bangalore. It's really sad. There's not another city with a population in excess of 1 million in Karnataka. And that there is a real problem there. And I think when you say how will people of Karnataka react, it is very different in how people will react in Bangalore and how in the rest of Karnataka they will react. So I will say one or two things that I've heard in the last 10 or 15 minutes, on the channel. Every personal attack, whether it comes from this side or that, I think it's beneficial to in the government that is incumbent at the moment, because they are defensive. It has been felt that corruption is a big issue. It's not been addressed as well as it should have been. And without Yediyurappa, BJP does not have a kind of the kind of mass leader they perhaps need at the moment. So when the Congress or any other party opposed to the BJP makes personal attacks, I think it's much welcome for the BJP, and they'll concentrate on that.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why a really what we call we use the word mutsaddi in Kannada, like really wise politician like Mr. Kharge himself would actually want to invite this completely unnecessary distraction. But I will tell you this, that the election is really confusing. This government is, its back is against the wall. It is defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no Yediyurappa as the chief minister to come. So I don't know what is going to happen. Everybody says, that the Congress is poised to win. Perhaps so, but the Congress is not sending out the best signals to consolidate that impression.
Okay. So, Rathna HP, in all of this, one other thing that has happened is that your party, the JDS, not least because of the problems that there are there internally within your party, but also what is happening is a squeezing out of the regional party, which is the JDS. This contest is now firmly being seen both from a narrative prism as well as from an electoral, pure play prism, that this is a Congress versus BJP fight. JDS is getting relegated not just to a third position, but to a very distant third position. Do you think both the national parties, whether it is through personal attacks or these freebies, are squeezing out your party?
No, not at all, sir. See, our party only we concerned with regional issues. Regional party always they keep more concentration on regional issues other than these central parties. Okay. Whatever it is, we go along with our regional, like Pradeshik Paksha, what and all. Even we concerned about the languages also. We give preference for our Kannadigas, what and all education basis and also health basis. On all those things we concerned. People know that we are near to them. Apart from central parties, national parties, and what and all freebies we give, we empower the people and strengthen the society, strengthen the state economy. For that we are giving freebies.
BJP leaders, BJP leaders right from Amit Shah downwards have been saying a vote for the JDS is a vote for the Congress. They are equating your party and the JDS is the same. Sorry, your party and the Congress is the same.
We have our own ethics. See, our own ethics are entirely different from other national parties. We give preference for the local people, okay? See, common man, for example, common man life is happier now. Do you think a common man is very happy? No, he's not at all happy. The one state economy major stands on common man's life, happiness. Okay, nobody is happy. See, because of price hike. Price hike is a main disaster in our country. Okay, why Modi should come and again for canvassing? He's not supposed to come here. If he would have given price less, see, people consider that he is a very good, very good leader. He would have he would have given a provision on common man's life problems. Okay. He is not doing that.
Nothing stops a Prime Minister from campaigning wherever he wants to campaign, as long as his party is active and the party needs his support for that campaigning. But I want to come back to Shehzad on this issue of freebies. For the longest time, again, this is coming from the Prime Minister downwards, the BJP has been going on and on about Revdi culture. Today in your manifesto release, you have announced free Nandini milk, half a litre to all BPL families. We've just put the back of the envelope calculation that is going to cost the exchequer 17,000 crores every year. Is this not Revdi culture? but मतलब हाँ वो देंगे तो रेवड़ी हम देंगे तो welfare.
Zaka, I am proud of my party for announcing this because this is being given under a portion scheme to nutritional enrichment of the poor. Because if you don't give this to the poor children, then what happens is the health problems they face will run into costs which are much more than 17,000
But ये भी तो freebie
One
है.
second, how is it giving milk?
You're giving it free, no?
Giving a milk to a small child is a freebie.
To a BPL, you're giving it free. You're not charging them.
No, it is not a freebie at all. This is empowerment and this is ensuring enrichment, because if I don't give this milk or this basic necessities to the poor people that are requiring it, then the health costs of treating them, because if they may not get this, then it will run into
So
lakhs
Congress
of
can also
crores.
say, no,
And
with
therefore,
3,000 rupees we're giving to graduates, we're giving it to those people who don't have a
no,
job.
we are not. But then the Congress should
that
be.
is a freebie.
Then I'm telling you now for the answer for that. In Karnataka today, the unemployment rate is 2.1%. In Rajasthan, it's 22%. If Congress is committed, then Aishwarya Mahadev, my good friend and a very good spokesperson, should tell us why in 20% state of unemployment, Rajasthan, they are not giving 1 rupee as unemployment allowance.
Okay, Aishwarya
My
Mahadev,
point is that where there is 2.1% unemployment thanks to BJP's strong government that gives employment to everyone, you are giving this. And there you are not promising.
You know, there's one distinction. There's one distinction in as much as today, whatever the BJP announced, 3 cylinders and a free Nandini milk and free rice and millets. That is to BPL families. Families who obviously can't afford to buy this, right? Whereas in the Congress's case, the 5 guarantees that you are giving are universal. I could be an unemployed graduate, but I could be coming from a rich family. So to me, I don't need 3,000 rupees. Your 5 guarantees are universal, and thereby the cost to the exchequer is much more. Just that 3,000 rupees to graduates, unemployed graduates, that itself will cost 30,000 crores to the exchequer.
Saka, before I comment on that, I just want to say that if Shehzad ever actually did come down to Karnataka, he'd be far more legitimate as a chief ministerial face than any of the BJP, because he's spoken about more development than anybody else, though completely fallacious, because the status of the IITs is completely out of whack. We also want to talk about infrastructure projects. I can give you a breakdown, but let's talk about what is happening at hand. When the BJP offers you something, apparently, of course, it is all machinery of social empowerment. But when the Congress does the same, it is seen as a revdi. Now, what you're talking about with offering milk, and you're talking about, no, it is part of Poshan and whatnot. Sir, in Karnataka, we had something called Shirabhagya to prevent child malnourishment, and we ensured that they all had milk, one, which you have stopped massive procurement for, and also providing this for Anganwadi children, one. Second thing is, for dairy procurement, you dropped the Sahaya Dana or the support price that you were offering of 5 rupees, which is why we saw from 90 lakhs, we saw the procurement falling to 70 lakhs, because there was no incentive for farmers to do this. You believe any of your welfare schemes, for example, you have an Atal kitchen now, while we called it the Indira canteen, you called it frivolous and made us shut it down, and you shut down a majority of it. A majority part of your manifesto promises have been rehashing because you promised a textile park 6 times all across in your states, right? Zaka, the reality is this. I can give you, first of all, if you want me to couch the argument so clearly, what are the families that basically would make the biggest benefit of 200 units of free electricity, after which obviously we will charge them on a pro rata basis. It's obviously the families that need it most, which are more often than not BPL families. Annabhagya is particularly for BPL families. The 2,000 rupees for women of the households, 1.2 crore households that need it, is the ones that essentially require it in the safety net of what we've included. And yes, the Yuva Nidhi, the saddest part is, whether you come from families of affluence or even not, the fact is there should be an incentive for a youth in order to function. And we do not believe it is necessarily wrong. And add up the math of what all they're offering you and what it is that we are fiscally costing them much lower than what the BJP schemes are.
No, I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure about the on the math, because like I said, yours are universal schemes. Theirs are targeted to below BPL, but be that as it may, I mean, a revdi is a revdi. You can couch it by saying above BPL, below BPL. But let me go back to Prakash on this. Prakash, because Nandini has become this sort of big talking point, I want to ask you this as well. Was this just, something that was restricted to the chattering classes on Twitter, this whole Amul versus Nandini, or is there genuinely a hurt feeling in Karnataka, among some people at least, that Nandini as a brand, as a local brand, is perhaps now being asked to play second fiddle, or the BJP has clarified saying no such thing is happening, this is just a propaganda by the Congress, so on and so forth. But has the damage been done?
I don't think so, Zaka, because I'll tell you the kind of issues that seem to bother people are maybe slightly different from the set that is being discussed here. See, all the freebies that are being promised by this party are that actually the people may be very happy with that. They don't really care. I know there is a set of people who think that, giving freebies and doles is very bad for the economy and all. It may be so, but you know that, more than 90% of the loans given by banks in India go to, to some 7% or 8% of borrowers, so all kinds of things are there. And the way the people talk about it is different from the way we actually analyze it, maybe in big newspapers and the columnists. No, the reason I'm saying this is, if Amul comes here, I don't think people will mind. If Nandini is here also, they will not mind. The thing is, if farmers can get an access to sell their milk to, say, Amul, they'll quite happily do it, I think.
Yeah.
So the way these issues are packaged and communicated may not exactly be the way that you have imagined. We can imagine that they're being received.
So what then are people caring about? Even amongst farmers, as you said, what is it that they care about the most?
See, I think they need, I'll tell you, they need to get the milk to the procurement center to get better price for milk. I'm sorry, power keeps going and coming in this building for some reason. So I think farmers are really, when the farm bills agitation happened in Karnataka, there was barely a ripple. I was driving to Mysore. By the way, that road between Bangalore and Mysore, because I live in Bangalore, is fantastic. It's very good. But I don't know whether that converts to some winning votes in the Mysore-Bangalore belt, which with JDS is quite prominent there. So I don't know, and JDS was against that road. So I think the way we look at how farmers react may be different. Farmers didn't care about the farm bills agitation in Karnataka. They didn't care at all. I mean, a lot of noise and effort was made to make something out of it, but the farmers didn't participate in that, because I think farmers in Karnataka are increasingly looking at even private players, if possible, to get better prices for whatever they grow for their milk.
Okay.
And that is what the story is with them, I think.
Okay,
I'm not an expert. I live in Bangalore.
Fair enough.
I have never heard any real, agitation or.
Okay, I'll give the final word to HP Rathna, because again, in this Amul versus Nandini issue, there's also the farmers thing that both Prakash also touched upon, and so did Shahzad and Aishwarya. That at the end of the day, it's about the remuneration for the farmer. The farmer needs to get the best price for his output, and the BJP is saying that we are giving 6,000 from the central government, 4,000 from the state government, 10,000 rupees every month to farmers. What are you doing? You are supposedly a party of the farmers. In fact, Mr. Deve Gowda famously calls himself the son of a farmer who went on to become Prime Minister. Yes.
We are with.
But seemingly the BJP is doing more than your party for farmers.
No, not at all, sir. As for this Raita Sindhu Yoju, we are giving we are doubling the amount. 2018, Sidramaya has announced 5,000. We are announced 10,000 rupees per acre. Okay, we are Matrushri Yojana. We are doing every month. We are giving 1,000 rupees for pregnancy women for the nutritional aspect, and also Sri Shakti Yojana. We are Salamanna. We are doing. So there are so many issues concerned with our regional place. We are giving very good and better services, and they also know. See, actually, BJP out of 650, they have only manifesto. They have only fulfilled 55 last government, and even Mr. Siddaramaya's era also not much. But our Kumaraswamy, as a mass leader, as soon as he comes to the power, he immediately 24,000 rupees, crore rupees. Salamana has done within no time, 24 hours of time. So
okay, all right. Agenda. We'll see how this plays out. I'm completely out of time, but this is the final stretch in Karnataka, and we'll see whether these personal attacks take precedence and preference, or will it actually be the issues that matter to the people of the state.